friends, and welcome back to another vlog. I am about to settle down and read for the night. I just finished tidying up the kitchen a bit, but I'm having some green tea in the mug that Garrett got me for my birthday, and then I have lemon water in my Yeti. But ever since we went to that tea place, I have been on a tea kick. I always go through phases where like I really love tea, and then other times I hate it, and I think I just need to make sure I'm stocked up on teas that I like. Like I feel like I like more simple teas. Like this is just plain green tea with nothing in it, no sugar, no cream. I did decorate for St. Patty's Day, so I'll show you that. It's the same every year, but we've got this wreath. And then here is the armoire, hats up there. Just some little things from Amazon. We have a little broken succulent from like Dollar Tree, so I just stuck it there. Some more little things. This little leprechaun. This, I still have these mugs on the tier tray. I'm gonna leave them there because I like it. And then I put the flowers, the little flower thing that my sisters included in my birthday gift, in this green vase. And I love the way that these look together, like green and pink, it's cute. And that is everything, very simple for St. Patty's Day. Okay friends, my sisters got me this mug, this 1994, not mug, wine glass for my birthday. So I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna make a little mocktail. This is this Isopure protein powder. I did less water, made it like more concentrated. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of tart cherry juice and have a little protein mocktail. And there we go, look how cute. And plus I just, you know, I love the aesthetic, you know, romanticize your life. Make your protein drink into a mocktail in a wine glass. Hello friends, I don't even remember if I've started today's vlog, so if I haven't, welcome back to another vlog. Today I made some bread. I did the same recipe I normally do, but this time I put it in bread loaf pans. Normally I just shape it into like, I don't know, baguette shapes, but they're bigger, you know? But my kids really like using this bread for sandwich bread lately. I personally think it's too dense for sandwich bread. I like it for open face sandwiches. But for their school lunches, they have been requesting it for sandwiches. So I decided to do them in loaves because I feel like this shape is just easier for sandwiches. So I'm going to take them out. And they also, normally I make 2 big loaves when I shape it myself. This time it fit into 3 loaf pans, but this one is smaller. So I cut them into thirds, but I took a little bit off of this one because it is a smaller pan. But look how beautiful they came out. I'm going to let them cool and then I will cut them. The sides look kind of funky because I saw this trick with parchment paper where you crinkle it up and then it like shapes better to the pan. They're still crinkly, so the sides of the bread came out crinkly, but it is totally fine with me. And you know what? So far, I'm kind of liking this better than the way that I normally do it. But I'm gonna let them cool off more and then I'll cut them and I'll show y'all. Okay friends, and here is all the bread all sliced up. I saved a couple of pieces for the kids to have with their dinner with some butter. And I think that shape is just going to work a lot better with sandwiches. And I tried to cut them, I don't know if you can tell, as thin as possible. I still prefer them as like open face sandwiches though. Good morning friends. We woke up to a huge snowstorm. I didn't even realize it was supposed to snow today because it's been warm this week. But I did do grocery pickup. Ever since we went to that tea place, I have just been loving drinking tea at night before bed. So I got this peppermint tea, caffeine free, because like I said, I usually drink it before bed. I've also been really wanting to make scones ever since we went there. So I got some raspberry jelly and orange marmalade, raspberry jam I guess, and orange marmalade to put on some scones. I'll probably make those sometime this weekend. I saw these and thought I'd try them. They're freeze-dried bananas and chocolate. I've tried the like frozen bananas and chocolate. It's also dark chocolate, which I prefer. Got these for the kids, like Dippin' Dots, banana split flavored. Okay, I got a lot of treats for the kids. I also got these Hershey's Milkalicious milk chocolate with creamy chocolate milk filling. I saw an ad on this on TikTok And I was like, those look really cute. Those would be really like good for movie night. They'd be cute for movie night. So maybe we'll use them for a movie night. We could also use these for movie night if I'm feeling extra, just extra in general. And then I got these, which I used to get these every once in a while. I haven't got them in a long time, like a couple years probably. But the Cake Pops Walmart has, these are only $2.50 per pack. So that makes each Cake Pop $1.25, which is a lot cheaper than Starbucks, and they're also a little bit bigger than the ones at Starbucks. I do think the ones at Starbucks taste better and they are prettier, but these ones are like half the price. So got those for the kids for their snack when they get home from school. These will be for later. Like I said, these will be for movie night. These I might do movie night, might just do for like dessert for one of these days. But these are going to be a fun surprise for after they get home from school for a little snack. But that is the fun stuff for today. Okay friends, it is a warm day outside, so I'm finally going to use these roller skates. I ordered these off Amazon. Wrist guards, elbow pads, and knee pads. And of course I got pink, and I'm also going to wear a pink little outfit with them. Maybe I should go with black because these pinks don't really match. We'll see. Okay friends, really quick, I got these from TikTok Shop, free to review, the Wow Protein Donuts. I wish I got more things like this from TikTok Shop. I feel like mostly the stuff I get approved from is like clothes. And don't get me wrong, I love all of the clothes and like jewelry and stuff from TikTok Shop, but rarely do I get food, and this is something that like I would go out and purchase on my own. So I'm gonna try these Wow Protein Donuts for a TikTok that my grandparents went on vacation recently. And they brought me back this necklace. It is a black pearl. So I'm going to put this on right now. And there it is. This would look better with like a black shirt or something, and I just don't wear a lot of black. But I'm not leaving the house today, so I'll wear it as is. Hello friends. It is now Sunday, but February just ended, so I wanted to do my like book wrap up for February. I read 13 books in February, and so let's just go through them. The first book I read was Shadows and Light by C.M. Nascosta. I love C.M. Nascosta. I will read anything that she puts out. This was like a cute, I don't know about cute, but it was a novella, and it is her, like part of her, I forget what she calls it, but her like Crescent City After Dark verse. And so it's a little bit of a like darker novel compared to like the rest of her cutesy not Crescent City, oh my gosh. Cambric Creek. Crescent City is the next one on my list, so that's why it's in my head. Cambric Creek universe. It's like a darker novel compared to all the little cutesy books she usually writes. And it was good. It was like a super quick read. It's about like a werewolf and like a shadow person, and it has some like darker themes, darker elements, but I enjoyed it still. Second book is Crescent City 3. I listened to it on Audible. This has been like such an anticipated release, as I'm sure a lot of y'all know. And I feel like when I finished this book, I had so much I wanted to say about it. And now like I've kind of come down off of that Crescent City high, and I don't even know what to say about it. This was definitely my least favorite of the 3 Crescent City novels. The first 2 I loved. The first 2, like I can't even choose which of the 2 is my favorite because I love them both. But this one was just really lacking for me. I know a lot of people disliked it, and of course, spoiler alerts. I think a lot of people disliked it because they thought it was going to be like a lot more of A Court of Thorns and Roses. Like those characters were going to be a lot more involved in this book. That didn't even bother me that much, that they didn't play like such a huge part as everyone was anticipating. I just felt like it was really like lacking. I felt like I did not really like any of the characters. Like by the time that this book came around, I was so annoyed with Bryce. I think a lot of people shared that sentiment. I was really annoyed with Bryce, and just like her general attitude throughout the book. Like it was like she had a complete personality change from like being this super helpful, like selfless character, to whatever she was in this book. The two things that really turned me off of Bryce this book were number one, when she like left her little brother with her friends instead of keeping him with their parents to like keep him safe. I honestly, my husband's playing video games right now, so if you hear him screaming and also his keyboard clicking, that's what it is, because it's Sunday and everybody's home. So when she didn't leave her brother with her parents, but then also when she called, and again, spoiler alert, if you have not read Crescent City, click out of this video. But the second one was when she called Lydia's children baggage. That pissed me off to no end. So I was annoyed with her. And then also just like Therian and Ethan, I don't know what they were doing this book. I mean, I rarely know what they're doing because they're them, but it was driving me crazy. Truly, like Rune and Lydia carried this book. They were the best parts of it. Also, I read all of the bonus chapters. Like I said, I listened to it on Audible, so I didn't get any bonus chapters. But I went online, and thank you to everyone who bought it from different stores and posted the bonus chapters online. A lot of those bonus chapters are like they seem very important to the story, or at least like carrying on into the next book. Like those are things that you are going to want to know. In particular, again, spoiler alert for the bonus chapters, Lydia and Rune got married in one of the bonus chapters. If you go into the next book, because there is supposed to be a fourth book, and you don't know that, like that's going to be a surprise. So they should have at least been like, if not part of the actual story, at least somewhere in an epilogue. Having all of these bonus chapters in like different, if you're not familiar what happened with the bonus chapters, basically Bloomsbury had different versions of the book with a different bonus chapter. There was like 5 different bonus chapters at different retailers. So like Target got one bonus chapter, Walmart got another, and some indie bookstores got another, etc., etc. Barnes and Noble got another, and I cannot, like that's such a cash cow. I was so pissed off about it, because then you basically have to pick and choose like which bonus chapter you want, and each one was about a different set of characters. For me, I listened to it on Audible, so I got none. But again, thank you to everyone who posted the bonus chapters so I could still read all 5. And I just, that is so frustrating to me because like I said, it's such a cash cow, but also like we have indie authors who make very little money off of their books who will like put bonus chapters on their website for free for readers. And then you have like a major book series trying to get more and more and more money, which is so frustrating. And I do know that there are some readers, some like book collectors who did go out and they bought 6 versions of the book. The normal version with no bonus chapters, and then the 5 versions, each with a different bonus chapter, which is insane to me, but to each their own, I guess. Anyways, so there's my little Crescent City. I feel like I said, I had so much more I wanted to say about it. It was, don't get me wrong, it was good, but it wasn't as good as the first 2 books. It was not, like the first 2 books, when I finished them, I was like, oh, what's the word? I was like in a book rut. Like I didn't want to read anything else. Whereas Crescent City, I finished it and I moved right along. Next, I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I read this one because my sister-in-law recommended it. It's one of her favorite books and I loved it. It was really good. I liked this one a lot better than Credence by Penelope Douglas. I do want to read some more of her books. They're all a little fucked up. All of her books are a little fucked up, but I did enjoy this one. And then I listened to Frankenstein by Mary Shelley because that's my best friend's favorite book. And it was included in Audible Unlimited, the Audible like Unlimited catalog. Is that what it's called? No. The Audible Plus catalog. I'm mixing up Audible and Kindle. It was included in the Audible Plus catalog, so I listened to that one. And then I listened to Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is my first Ali Hazelwood book, and the reason I picked this up is because Ali Hazelwood, I think she normally writes like STEM romances, like people who are in the STEM field. I think that's her general, like I think they are a series. It is a series, but I don't know for sure because I've never read them. And so a lot of like her fans were reading this book, and it's a monster romance. I would consider it, I think they're considering it like paranormal, but it has nodding in it. And so that would make me personally consider it a monster romance. It's a werewolf vampire romance. And they were like so shaken up by this, but as me, someone who reads monster romances a lot, I was like, that's interesting. I'm surprised that these people are so shaken up. So then I listened to it, and it was amazing. I actually listened to it on Spotify because Spotify has audiobooks, but you only get like, I think 15 hours a month in audiobooks. So if you want to listen to an audiobook on Spotify, make sure it's an audiobook that's shorter than 15 hours. Otherwise, it's going to cut you off and you're not going to be able to finish it until the following month. I will definitely be taking advantage of that. I actually did cancel my Audible temporarily because Spotify has that feature. And then also there's a lot of audiobooks on Kindle Unlimited. And so I'm gonna do that for a while. I also really want to re-listen to Throne of Glass, and I already own the Throne of Glass series. So I temporarily canceled my Audible. Anyways, I loved Bride by Ellie Hazelwood though. It is so funny, and there were times in the book where I was literally laughing out loud. And I think it was my favorite read for this month. And then I read the what is this called? The Dreamland Billionaires series. It's 3 books. They're on Kindle Unlimited. The first one is The Fine Print. The second is Terms and Conditions. The third is Final Offer. And these are very like cute romances. They're all like slightly different, but they're like easy reads. They're all really cute. And I see everyone on that Book Talk Baddies Facebook page that I mention a lot. I get a lot of my book recommendations based off of that Facebook page. And I saw a lot of people talking about this series, so I read it, and it was really cute. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite books of the month by any means, but they were like very cute. Next, I listened to Same Time Next Year. This was in one of those books that's an audiobook on Kindle Unlimited. It's by Tessa Bailey, and I do have a couple of Tessa Bailey books that I've read and enjoyed, and this one's just like a quick little novella. It was cute. I finished it in like a day and a half, just while I was like doing dishes and laundry, because it was just such a quick listen. Next was Where is Molly by H.G. Carlton. This one was one that was like another, like for me personally, one of the big like anticipated releases of the year. This is a spin-off of the Hunting Adeline series, and Molly is the person, if you haven't read that series, Molly is the person who is writing in the diary that Adeline finds in Hunting Adeline. So, you know, you finish that book and everyone's like really curious what happened to Molly. And so this book is about what happens to her. And it was really good. I enjoyed this book better than Haunting and Hunting Adeline. I thought this book was better. I thought the male protagonist in particular, I like him better than Zaid. And they've already kind of set it up for more books like in this universe. And so I'm really excited to see what other books H.G. Carlton comes out with. And then I read A Promise of Fire, which is a book my husband got me for my birthday. And it was really good. I devoured this book, and it's the first of a series. I want to finish the series, but because I have the physical copy of this book, I want physical copies of the rest of the series. So I just need to go ahead and like go out and buy those. But this was really, really good. It's like a fantasy, and I think something that I liked about this book in particular is it's fantasy, but I feel like a lot of fantasies kind of follow a general like setup of how do I word this, of like how magic works and like hierarchies. And this one was kind of different. Like the world building in general was very different compared to a lot of other fantasy books, and I really enjoyed that. And then I listened to In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, who she is the author of Fourth Wing, and this is totally different than Fourth Wing. This is like a military romance. Well, I guess Fourth Wing could be described as military romance also, but that's like more fantasy, and this is more like modern. And that was also really good. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually really enjoyed it. That was, like I said, I listened to the audiobook on Kindle Unlimited. And then the last book was also an audiobook. I did a lot of audiobooks this month, and I think that's because when I started listening to audiobooks, I would listen at 1 times speed, and then I went up to 1.5 times speed. And now as I'm listening to it, I will slowly increase the speed until it's like 2 times speed. So I'm getting through the books like twice as fast while I'm listening to them. And the faster it is, like it's like the more I pay attention, because it's like I think it's because it's making my like brain work harder to concentrate, you know? So I'm more likely to pay attention to what's going on in the audiobook. I'm less likely to like zone out and daydream or whatever. Anyways, The last one was Regretting You by Colleen Hoover, and this one was really good. You know, I know Colleen Hoover gets a lot of hate, and no, her books aren't like super smutty. I feel like the most hate she gets are because like, or at least what I see anyways, is because her books are not, her romance books are not super smutty. But I still think her books are good, but also I think her books are so fucked up. And that's what keeps me reading them. Like if you actually go in and read them, you're like, how did someone come up with this idea? This is so fucked up. But I feel like this book in particular, I can't really tell you what it's about without spoiling it. And what I really liked about this one is it's one of those ones where, and I've talked about this before, I love when the reader knows something that the characters in the book don't know. And so while you're reading the book, you're waiting for the characters to find out. I love that like anticipation. And so in this book, she doesn't flat out say something, but like she makes it very clear what's happening to the reader. And so like you catch on, and then you're like, you're waiting for the characters to find out, but you're also kind of waiting to find out if you're right. Because like I said, in this book, she doesn't like blatantly say, this is what happened. She kind of infers it, and so you're waiting to find out like, ooh, is my theory correct? And also, when does everyone else in the book find out? So I loved that about Regretting You. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you what it's about because it's like I don't know how without spoiling the entire book. But yeah, that is it for, first of all, for my book wrap up for February, but also for this vlog. I feel like most of this vlog is book wrap up because I've been talking for so long. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.